Welcome again to the Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, and this is another English instructional program actually designed to help your listening ability. Now, today is lesson number 251, and it's called Handshake Science. Did you know that there's such a thing as handshake science? Well, we're going to look at this, but before we do, let's listen to the whole story, and then we'll be right back.
Story 251, Handshake Science. The handshake is a simple gesture to which most people don't give a second thought, but maybe they should. A new scientific study found that a firm handshake really does make a good first impression. A handshake, like a signature, can tell a lot about a person's personality. Although etiquette and business books stress the importance of a firm handshake, there has not been much scientific literature published on this subject. So, William Chaplin, a psychologist from the University of Alabama, designed a study involving 112 male and female college students. By the way, the psychologist did this study because his students wanted to know more about the subject. Each of the study's participants had their hands shaken 8 times by 4 specially trained judges in order to evaluate their individual handshake method. People who had firm handshakes were more extroverted and open to new experiences. They were also less negative and shy. But other findings emerged as well. One of the most interesting discoveries was regarding differences between the males as compared to the females. Men had firmer handshakes than women on the average, but when women had firm handshakes, they usually were positively evaluated, like the men. This disagrees with the belief that women who act more like men are often judged negatively in terms of a good first impression. Men who were more open-minded, which probably means they were less opinionated, had a slightly less firm handshake and therefore were not as highly evaluated by the researchers. So, what does this mean? Research has confirmed that certain personality traits bring out certain behavior. How we act really does say something about who we are. Yet our handshakes can vary. Also, first impressions, like for job interviews, can have such a big influence. For those who are a bit shy, it's worth spending time to practice up on handshaking in order to make their first VIP handshake as firm as possible.
Welcome back. So here we go. The handshake, obviously, you saw the picture, so it shouldn't be any problem. The handshake is a simple gesture. In this case, gesture means 动作, okay? So handshake is a simple action or gesture which most people don't give a second thought. Now, this idea of second thought is an interesting word because it's used differently in different contexts. For instance, usually if you say, I have second thoughts, okay? If I say I have second thoughts, 我是有一点后悔，想要 改变我的主意. Okay, I have second thoughts. But in this one here, it says most people, speaking about the handshake, it's a simple gesture, which most people don't give a second thought. Now, in this case, second thought simply means 他们根本就不考虑他们是做什么的啊，他们不经过什么思想。It's just, well, you could say it's just automatic, 是自动的。When I meet somebody new, especially men, women I feel a little bit uncomfortable about sometimes, but especially with men, when I first meet them, I just put out my hand. I'm glad to meet you. It's a handshake. We don't even think about it. Now, maybe we should think about our handshakes because handshake is important. Now, we'll go on to the next slide and it'll say a new scientific study found that. Okay? Now, this is a scientific study. Study 就是研究. Okay? So, and it's a 科学研究. Probably they are sociologists or psychologists. And this new study, 这个研究这个发现 what going on? A firm handshake. Now the question is, what is a firm handshake? A firm handshake is 有力的握手. Okay, 有力的握手. So they have discovered that a firm handshake really does make a first good impression or a good first impression. So, impression 这个印象 ，OK， 留了这个第一次的一个好印象 ，OK， to leave a good impression. Of course, that's what you want, especially if when you meet people for the first time and you're shaking their hands, what do you want? You want to leave a good impression because first impressions, 第一个影响, we say first impressions are lasting impressions. 可以保持很久, lasting impressions. Going on, a handshake, like a signature, can tell a lot about a person's personality. A handshake, 一个人的握手，很像他的签名. Now, everybody signs differently. Now, in China, many people have 印章, okay? But in America, we don't do that. We actually use a signature, 签名, okay? But it says a handshake, just like our signature, can tell a lot about a person's personality. 可以表达出来他的性格, okay? 他的性格, personality. So we all have a certain personality. And so your handshake, even before you start talking, your handshake tells somebody, if you know what you're, obviously you would have to have studied this, can tell something about the person's personality. 他的可以认识那个人的性格, okay? A little bit, at least. Go ahead. Although etiquette and business books stress the importance of a firm handshake, 虽然, okay, 两种书, etiquette. Okay, what is etiquette? Etiquette is 礼貌行为. Okay, 礼貌行为. Now you could just say 礼貌, because we understand that 礼貌 includes 也包括行为. Okay, so now, and business books, 商务书籍. These books all stress. What is stress? 在有些地方 stress 是压力 but here stress 有完全不同的意思. Stress simply means that it's 是提倡 stress the importance of a firm 有力的握手的重要性. Although etiquette and business books stress the importance of a firm handshake, 虽然 okay, now going on, there has not been much scientific literature published on the subject. 没有多少科学的资料 okay, published 印刷出来就是关于这个题目 on this subject. So there has not been very much scientific literature published on this subject. I mean, hey, who studies handshakes? Not very many people, right? Go ahead. So William Chaplin, a psychologist from the University of Alabama, Alabama 州立大学的一个心理学家 okay, his name was William Chaplin. Okay, he designed a study. 他就设计一个研究，设计 to design 就设计而计划一个研究 okay, and it involved 100 male and female college students. 包含了112位男女大学生啊 So William Chaplin, a psychologist from the University of Alabama, designed a study involving 包括 or 有 how many? 112 male and female college students participated in this. Going on. By the way, the psychologist did his study because the students wanted to know more about the subject. Sometimes there is a curiosity factor. 有一种这个因素是什么? The students are curious. 他们有好奇心呢，学生有这种好奇心呢。And because the students wanted to know, they wanted to know more about the subject. So they didn't know much about handshakes. Well, most of us don't even pay attention to it. But maybe we should. That's what the article said. Go ahead. Each of the study's participants had their hands shaken 8 times. So how many people were there? There were 112. 112. And they are male and female. 有男有女大学生 okay? Male and female college students. Okay. A participant is somebody 参加者. That is participants participating in this study. They had their shakens 被握手 What? 8 times. Okay? They had their hands shaken 8 times. 被握手8次. But now here's the interesting thing. Who did the shaking? I mean, let's think about it. You can have your hand shaken, but you need to have specially trained judges. 特别受训练的，特别受训练的，多少位？4位。Okay, judges. Okay, 评估员 are, okay, they are going to make a decision. 他们要做决定，等等等。So they are specially trained judges. Now, and this is all because, going on, because they, in order to evaluate 评估 他们 individual handshake method. So everybody shakes their hands differently. Everybody shakes hands differently. And so they are being evaluated. They are being judged about their handshakes. Going on. People who had firm handshakes, okay, 有力的这个握手，有力的握手, okay, were more extroverted. Okay, 他们比较算是外向的人。An extrovert. You have introverts, 内向的, and you have 外向的. Extrovert and introvert, okay? Now, the people who had firm handshakes were more extroverted and open to new experience. 比较, what do you say? 开朗, 开放的, okay? 开放的, they're open, 比较开放的. 特别是新的经验, 他们不很容易接受新的经验. You know, some people are just afraid of new experiences. Okay? And they were also less negative and shy. 比较不消极 negative and 比较不害羞的. So, you got that? Less negative and less shy. Some people are negative. 他们比较消极. Everything they say seems to be negative. I had a friend like that. I hated to be with him because he never had anything good to say. It was always negative, 很消极的. And shy. These people with a strong handshake. These people were extroverts. They were not introverts. They were not shy. 不是害羞的人. Okay? So now you've learned that if you have a strong handshake, it does make a difference. But other findings emerge. 还有一些其他的发现，这个查出来和露出来呀。And going on. One of the most interesting discoveries was regarding the difference between males compared to females. Of course, we are always looking at things like this. Are men different than women? or are they about the same? Okay, one of the most interesting discovery 最有趣的是关于 regarding 关于 the differences 不同点呢 OK 这个 the differences between males compared 跟females 这个比较起来 Okay, the most interesting discoveries was regarding the differences between males compared to females going on. Men had firmer handshakes, 比较有力握手 than women. I guess that makes sense, right? On the average, this is a 平均说来 but when women had firm handshakes, 有些这个女性，当她们是有力的握手 they usually were positively evaluated like men. This is 比较正面的这个评价 ，OK。他们得了正面的评价 So, I suppose the thought is that, oh, you know, a lady shouldn't be strong. But in this case, it was that when the lady, not all of them had a strong handshake, 不是统统有力的 But when they did, they were still positively evaluated. 很正面的得了正面的评价 Okay, going on. This disagrees with the belief that women who act more like men are often judged negatively. Okay, 这个是反对 OK 反对有些人的思想刚才我提到的 It disagrees with the belief that women who act like men are often judged negatively. Sometimes if a woman acts like a man, the thought is that perhaps they will be judged negatively. 他们会这个负面的评价 judged negatively. But not necessarily so. 不见得 Okay? At least in terms of first good impressions. 这个头一个印象还是好的 This disagrees with the belief that women who act more like men are often judged negatively in terms of 关于 good first impression. But it's not true. Go ahead. Men who were more open-minded, 比较开放的男人 which probably means they were less opinionated. Do you know what an opinionated person is? An opinionated person has an opinion or an idea on everything. Sometimes they're almost stubborn, 顽固, because they think they are right and, so on. Go ahead. They had a slightly less firm handshake and therefore were not as highly evaluated by the researchers. Let's go back and read the first part. Let's move back one slide. The men who were more open-minded, open-minded, 比较开放的, now the next slide, had slightly less firm handshake. So if they are open to new experiences and so on, 比较没有不是很有力的这个握手 and they were not as highly 没有这么高这个评价 by the researchers. That's interesting, isn't it? Going on. So what does this mean? 那到底有什么意思呢？ Go ahead. Research has confirmed certain personality traits bring out certain behavior. I say, my children would say, duh. I mean, like, sure, that's just, I mean, that your 性格, okay, personality traits, 你的性格, okay, 会影响你的 behavior, 行为. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, and you see that in the way people shake their hands. Go ahead. How we act really does say something about who we are. 我们的行为真正的会说出来到底我们是谁。Our handshakes, yet our handshakes can vary. 我们的握手都不同啊 ，vary 不同啊。Go ahead. Also, first impressions for job interviews, 你要面试，你要找工作的时候 can have a big influence. So maybe you need to learn how to shake hands. Practice shaking hands. In fact, take a look at the next slide. For those who are a bit shy, 如果你是害羞的人 it's worth spending 值得我们花一点时间练习握手 so that we will have a VIP, very important person 的握手 because that will leave a good impression. Woo! That's a lot of things to think about. So you better practice your hand shaking. Our email address, theoldprinciple@gmail.com. And our website, 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. With that, I must say goodbye, but join us next time, won't you? Bye-bye.